Let's now talk about this concept called smart focus. First of all, I don't use smart focus, and it's something that I think is just for people who are brand new to Camtasia. You're going through this course, you're going to be a Camtasia master at the end of this, and so you won't need smart focus either. But I think it's important for us to talk about, because if you are new to this, it is something that might help you as you're getting started. So what is smart focus? Smart focus can only be applied to screen recordings. So I look here on my screen and I have my screen recording. I see that my mouse is in the upper left. And as I go through here, and if I drag this playhead, this process is called scrubbing. And as I scrub through the video, I see it goes to the upper left, and then it sits there for a while, and then it goes off to the right and moves around a little bit, and then it goes down and clicks on these different menu options, and it's just clicking here, and then it goes over to the center and clicks around and moves around the center. I'm watching where the mouse goes. Now what smart focus is designed to do is to follow the mouse and to zoom in on those parts that you're talking about. So what Camtasia tries to do is understand where your cursor is and say, I want to draw the user's attention there, so I'll zoom in to that section. Now, I'll show you later in this course how we do all of this manually. I think that it's better to do manually because then you can control precisely when you zoom in and how much you zoom in, as well as when you want to zoom out. And I like that control. I like to be able to finely tune that detail of when it's zooming and by how much. And I want you to do the same. But let's look at how this works. So we would go up to Modify, Smart Focus, and we can say here, Apply to Selected Media, because I have the screen recording selected. If instead I selected the audio track and tried to apply it here, notice Smart Focus, I can't apply Smart Focus to that track. It's not a recording. Or even if I tried to select my video, I can't select that. It can only be applied to a TechSmith recording file. So if I go here and I say Smart Focus and Apply to Selected Media, it comes up and tells me to use Smart Focus animations, your editing dimensions need to be smaller. And that's because it's going to zoom in. So it assumes that you have a larger recording file than what you're going to produce at. So now it's asking me, do you want to change your editing dimensions? Okay, yes, for the sake of this demonstration, I will change the editing dimensions. It is currently 1920 by 1080, so I will make this a smaller size, and I will apply. Okay, so now I've changed my canvas, I've changed my project settings to work with a smaller video resolution. All right, so let me try again. Modify, Smart Focus, Apply to Selected Media. Now I look at it and I can see these arrows. Something has been added to the timeline. Well, let's see what happens right before and right after. So I'm seeing where my mouse is. It's there in the center of the screen. And as I go over here, it moves over. So it noticed that a new window came up and it wanted to center that window in my screen. Well, let me continue on. It's still working, 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 and then I come up to another arrow and it moves to the upper left. Now, why did it do that? Well, it noticed that my mouse cursor moved to the upper left and is going to go to the menu bar. Previously, you couldn't even see the menu bar. So it said, oh, well, if the mouse moves to the upper left, then you probably want to see what's going on in the upper left. Well, my cursor then comes down to a little bit lower to the right, and it's still moving around here on this screen. It can capture all the movements. Then I have this other area, and what does it do? It zooms back out at the end because it recognizes that there's nothing else that Ron was clicking on, so we'll just zoom out at the end. So you can see here that Smart Focus does its best to understand where you are, where you want your user's attention to be from time to time, and direct your users to that area of the screen. You, as a Camtasia master, will be able to add each of these very easily and not rely on Smart Focus to do this for you. So if you're starting out and want to try it, go ahead and do that. You can make edits to these down here, but for us, Smart Focus is not something that we'll need to use.